Sure. Hi, I'm Cindy Vincent. I'm a communications professor at Salem State University.
So this is an interview for the Writing Intensive curriculum, which will be posted to our blog. First question is, what do you think of the new vertical model at SSU, and specifically the W2 and W3 courses?
I think it's a good model, seeing how the writing model worked prior to this, although I'm new, so I should make the caveat, this is only my second year at Salem State, so I'm not that familiar with the old model. I think last year was really my only year working in it, but I think this will be an improvement, because especially in my field, so I teach public relations for the university, my students have to be good writers. It's imperative for them to go and get a good job. So I think this model will help them to succeed better at doing that, because they'll have more opportunities to focus on the writing. And to be honest, we were kind of already doing that in our own department anyway, so I think it makes sense that all university students should strengthen their writing skills.
What course do you plan to transform into a writing intensive course?
So we've already applied for and have been approved, but our basic public relations writing course will be a W2 course, or is a W2 course, and then our advanced public relations writing course will be, or is, a W3 course.
How do you think the redesign of this work will benefit your students?
Honestly, I like that in filling out the paperwork for the W2 designation, you have to say how your course fits the certain writing criteria designated by the university. And so I liked how it forced me as the professor to think in terms of writing processes, writing assignments, writing activities. And to be honest, prior to last semester, I never thought of myself as a writing instructor. And so it really forced me to rethink how I approach the classroom entirely. I would have to say my first semester teaching PR writing probably didn't go as well as it could, which is why I'm in the Wic program. And I'm really excited to learn strategies that I can use to get at those things that the CID was asking for. So with regards to looking at writing as a process. In public relations, at least from my own professional experience, I never spent that much time doing a meta-analysis of the writing process. It's more of do your job and do this within this deadline, and it was more about writing in a fast-paced world, meeting certain expectations and requirements. But I never stopped to think about, okay, so what's the process involved in this? How does the draft phases and the revision process really affect the outcome that I'm sending out into the world? And I really like how the requirements of the W2 category have forced me to rethink the classroom design, and now my students this semester are really working in that revision process and looking at even just talking about it, talking about their writing, talking about themselves as writers, because in PR we don't think of ourselves as writers, but we are. And so I think that designation will benefit our students in that way.
That's cool. Everyone should be a writer. What kinds of struggles or obstacles might you face?
So the obstacles I have been facing is, really my own personal struggles. Like I said, I never thought of myself as a writing instructor, and so I've had to overcome that of, okay, what do I think of when I think of a writing instructor? And personally for me, it's my high school English teacher, and she taught in a very specific way, but it was very effective. And so I have to sort of like look at that model and try and emulate, okay, how can I embody that which I think is a really good example? And so I have to sort of get over my own maybe inadequacies or self-consciousness or whatever with regards to that, but then also thinking in terms of ways to effectively apply things. And so I spent my whole summer researching, and it's funny because all the things that Tanya's sort of thrown at us so far, some of those resources I ran into over the summer when I was doing my own research of how can I look at best practices. So not just from a PR perspective, but from a writing perspective. What are some best practices for teaching writing? And I don't know those because I've never had to learn them before. So those are my obstacles right now, is just how to best teach this subject. so far, it has really helped me sort of think of myself in terms of that role. So, how can I be a better professor for writing, but also things that I hadn't been thinking about that Tanya's really forced me to look at is with regards to my response and feedback to students. So I really have an obligation to them to encourage and support them and ignite passion for writing, as opposed to some professors I may have had in the past who did anything but that, and they just sort of like slam you down and they're like, no, you're terrible and you'll never be a writer. That's terrible. So instead of emulating those practices, I really need to start learning, and she's doing a great job at that of teaching us how to really support our students and really take care with them to make sure that they feel confident because they're new at this. Like, how can we help instill confidence in them to go into this profession or go with these writing skills in the future and feel like they can succeed? And so those that part of it, as well as again in the future, we're just at the beginning of the program, but I'm hoping we're going to get more into like techniques and strategies within the classroom itself. So maybe writing activities or approaches to teaching certain genres or for specific audiences or formats or something.
Well, good luck. Any last comments?
No, that's it.